Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Vidya Nagarajan, and I'm a senior product manager at Google working on the Chrome and Android team. In today's session this afternoon, we'll be discussing how to make every screen work for you, whether it's managing a distributed workforce, delighting your customers, or transforming your business in this truly digital world. But first, I spent my formative years in this tiny country in the Middle East called Kuwait. And growing up, I grew up in a household where both my parents worked. And I vividly remember my childhood where I used to visit my mother's workspace, and I used to be fascinated seeing these amazing collection of floppy disks and pens and papers and typewriters. And it used to just completely amaze me seeing all these desk phones out there. And my mom used to type these documents electronically, and then she would print them ahead of time to be reviewed during meetings on paper. Fast forward to today, whenever my mom visits my workspace today, she thinks things are quite different, of course. Of course, there are a lot more screens. You no longer have desk phones, right? Desk phones are replaced by smartphones. You have laptops, and of course, you have video conferencing devices. So imagine a workplace where every employee is completely empowered. Every employee has appropriate access to data. They have appropriate access to technology so that they can be connected, they can collaborate with each other more, they can help the enterprise accomplish their top goals, their organizational goals. They can ship products much faster, quality products that delight their customers, and overall increase the organization's bottom line. However, the reality is much starker. If you actually look at the world labor stats, there are over 3.25 billion workers today, right? However, there are only 750 million PCs in business and 300 million managed smartphones. So the face of the workforce is also changing drastically today. This is the world of the new generation, the next generation, the generation of the millennials. And in this generation, they are really born with a smartphone, a mobile phone in hand. My daughters are constantly on their phone, and they use this phone to do everything. It's not just about talking to their friends and SMSing. It's also about having a lifeline and maintaining a connection with your friends and family. And it's the same workforce, it's the same new generation who is going to be in your workforce. And they're going to also be using these phones to do work. So a typical day in my life actually starts with me dropping my daughters in school. And then I would do a myriad of other activities in between before I actually end my day. And the activities would range from I would stop at the gas station to get some gas. I would ride the elevator to take the floors in my building. I would grab some lunch. I would probably visit the dentist's office. I would work at my desk. I would network with my colleagues. I would shop for groceries in my nearby Safeway store. I would stop by the mall for some shoes, take a taxi to the airport, catch a flight, and check in, maybe going to a conference in Vegas if I'm not at Next. And then I would probably go at it at the casino when I have the time. So what is one thing that is common in all these scenarios? What do you see that's really common in all these scenarios? Please don't look at the notes. What is common in these scenarios? It's the screens, right? So there are screens everywhere, and that's the huge opportunity. So we are all surrounded by screens everywhere. Screens are becoming ubiquitous. So we are truly in the midst of a cultural revolution that is being completely driven by technology. And much of this technology to fuel this revolution exists today, but it's just super expensive. It's not mainstream because it's super expensive. There are manageability concerns. There are concerns with energy. However, as we make more technological innovations with display, hardware innovations, sensor innovations, innovations with Bluetooth Low Energy, using energy-efficient, environmentally sensitive materials, you will find that these screens truly become ubiquitous, right? They're going to be everywhere. So every stop sign out there in my traffic light will also be a digital sign. So this is an example that I always love to use. So I'm a major art connoisseur. I collect a lot of art. And I always keep saying, how amazing would it be that if I were to buy an artwork from my art museum, that's no longer going to be a scroll of paper that I take home, but instead it's going to be a digital sign. It's going to be a high-resolution, thin, flexible display which shows a new masterpiece every month, right? And it has a subscription. It comes with a monthly subscription that I pay for. So super simple. So our mission at Google is to transform organizations by expanding the use of computing. And we believe we are well positioned to do that with the Chrome and the Android operating systems and various solutions that are built around it. So for example, just looking at the retail vertical, we see lots of use cases that are stemming with single-purpose use cases that can connect the entire supply chain from the front of the store all the way to the back of the store. So here you have employee devices, shared employee devices in the back office. You have customer-facing kiosks. You have digital signs in the storefront. You have data capture handheld devices in an operational warehouse. And then you also have a moving sales associate who is walking around with an Android tablet. And then lastly, one of the biggest pet peeves for me is when I walk to a retail store, you have these amazingly long waiting lines. So this can be amazing if I can actually have a sales associate who can walk up and can use a mobile point of sale system and can automatically check me out, right? So there, I have a very seamless shopping experience. So again, taking retail as an example here, we find that a lot of retailers are trying to connect the online as well as the physical store presence. And to do that, they're accomplishing this in a number of ways. They're implementing a range of solutions which are fraught with their own problems. So on the left-hand side, you see a situation wherein you have an engineer who is standing on top of a ladder in front of a broken sign, and he's actually resorting to manual intervention. He's probably going to reboot the device to bring that system back on. So the fundamental problem here is that there is going to be a lot of downtime because the signs are down. And in addition, it's also very expensive, right? Actually bringing a technician out there to fix the problem. And then on the other hand, you have the classic problem where a lot of retailers just choose to go the old school way and just have static signs. Everything is paper-based. This results in also very static and very expensive because now you're going to have printing costs. You're going to have to hire people who will have to hang up these signs, replace these signs, and you can't do any kind of modern event-triggered marketing or notifications around it. So we believe ChromeOS and Android are the best device platforms for providing truly engaging experiences. So ChromeOS is an extremely reliable operating system. It provides an appliance-like uptime. It's extremely secure. And we have designed ChromeOS from the ground up with security in mind. We offer ChromeOS secure updates, verified boot, process isolation. Devices, the nice thing is the OS updates are common and get consistently applied across every device form factor that ChromeOS provides or that ChromeOS runs on. And this results in an extremely low total cost of ownership. And lastly, the platform is very flexible. You can easily support and run any type of HTML5 app that has been designed for the web, and it also provides a broad support for peripherals. So Android also, security is our #1 priority, and Android ships secure with on-device protection. It offers multiple layers of ongoing protection through cloud-based services. We use machine learning as well as event correlation to detect and to make our security systems really strong and smarter over time. So with Android and ChromeOS, we can now power literally any type of form factor out there, starting with devices with screens. So you have smartphones, tablets, laptops, all the way to devices without screens. So whether it's a box or it's a stick, and this helps you promote use cases like smart digital signage, all the way extending up to innovations in the Internet of Things with IoT, even with Android things. So we're announcing 2 new devices today. And these devices have been manufactured by AOpen. It's called the AOpen Chromebox Mini and the AOpen Chromebase Mini. So the device here you see is called the AOpen Chromebox Mini. This device can be paired. It's a rugged device. It can be paired with any screen out there and can truly transform it into a smart digital sign. In addition, these are the AOpen Chrome-based minis, and these devices can be used to power any kind of high-traffic zones. So they can be there. It's a 10-inch tablet type of form factor. It has touch support. And these are good examples of actually apps that are running. So it's actually off right now, but let's come back to it. But these two devices are also devices that will be running Android apps, and we announced that as well. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But we will be supporting Android apps starting with Chrome Milestone 57 in kiosk mode, and we'll quickly show you a demo of the two apps that we have running pulled down from Google Play. So as an organization, when you are looking to transform your workplace, so there are some factors that you need to consider when you are making the decision in terms of what type of use cases you want to support and what type of solutions you want to deploy. So the first important factor that you might want to consider is, first of all, really identify what problem you're trying to solve. So is the problem that you're trying to solve is you want to have a completely bolted down device that is stationary, that is not going to move around. The device that is probably of the right form factor for you is probably a Chrome base, right? It's a device of this kind. On the other hand, if it's a device where you have a moving salesperson or a moving associate who's walking around the store and is trying to help customers in the store finding products in the shelf, the device probably is an Android tablet. There are also various price points that can become applicable, and price becomes a really important criterion when you're defining what type of solution to choose and deploy. So here, for example, if you want to consider indoor signage, where you want to have, where ruggedness does not matter, temperature sensitivity does not matter, in that case, you could probably consider a low-cost Chrome bit, which costs as low as $89, right? So this can be a good solution to quickly get your internal corporate dashboards up and running. On the other hand, if you need to have a rugged device that works and powers your outdoor signage, that can even power your billboards, you probably want a rugged device, right? So any one of the AOpen Chrome boxes could actually help you with that. Similarly, if you have a warehouse and you have employees working in the warehouse who need to have rugged handheld devices as data capture devices, the Honeywell device or the Zebra device are probably right devices that you may want to select and consider. ChromeOS also offers a variety of different solutions that we have building on top of both the Chrome and the Android platforms. However, at Google, we have been building solutions around the Chrome platform. The three specific solutions that we have been building are public sessions, digital signage, and single-purpose kiosks, which I will talk about in a bit. So first, to describe each of these three use cases, one, digital signs. So I'll walk through all these three examples also in terms of a retail setting and how this works. So consider, again, you're a retailer, and you have Mary, who is your most loyal shopper, who's walked into your store, and your store is completely outfitted with digital signs, smart digital signs, which are showing promotional content, prices, and a lot of promotional information, which keep changing with the time of the day. So now the intelligent sign recognizes Mary, and it identifies her as a woman, and she's about, say, 35 years old. And then as Mary continues to walk through the store, it's providing her with the right content, relevant content, or maybe access to coupons or access to other type of promotional links that she can take advantage of, which makes her entire shopping experience to be truly personalized and delightful. So how does this all work? We promote this kind of a solution using Chrome OS devices. So you can actually pair a screen, a monitor, with a Chrome box, and you can get a smart screen. And Chrome OS inherently supports beacon technology from Google, which is called the Eddystone beacon. So it comes in with a built-in sensor. And with Eddystone beacons, the way it works is the screen would now broadcast Eddystone URLs. And any user, in this case Mary, when she's walking around and walking about the sign, her smartphone picks it up, and then she receives notifications in her smartphone where she can actually click the appropriate links to access coupons or promotional content or anything of that sort, right? So all of this is technology that is possible today. In addition, when I spoke earlier that the smart sign is able to recognize Mary and determine that she's a woman, and she's probably about 30 to 35 years old, that is possible using integrations with the Cloud Vision API. So you can integrate with the Cloud Vision API, and that can detect, even if Mary it can detect her emotions, it can detect her moods. It could say, Mary is probably not very happy right now, or Mary is sad, right? And based on what her moods are, it can also provide relevant contextual information that gets passed on to her smartphone. The second most important solution that we have been building is called the Single App Kiosk. And again, in this case, Mary now has identified the items that she wants to purchase, and she can go and check them out. So she can use a Chrome base to actually go and check out the items. It could be a self-service checkout kiosk, or it could be a kiosk where she's been assisted by a sales associate. And lastly, in the final scenario, this is a situation where at the time of checking out, Mary is asked if she wants to sign up for a credit card. How many of you, when you go to a store, have been asked, do you want to sign up for a credit card, or do you want to sign up for a line of credit from this retailer, right? It's a very common scenario. And so here, Mary's asked to do that, and she says, yes, she wants to do it. So she can actually use this session. It's called Public Sessions. We have built this on ChromeOS. And with Public Sessions, Mary does not have to sign in with a Google account. In fact, she doesn't have to sign up with any account. She just gets into the session. It's completely private, completely secure, completely incognito. And within the session, she can quickly fill out the application, and then she's done. And once she exits the session, all data on the session is completely removed. The session is ephemeral. Any data in the device is completely removed and wiped out, making this to be a truly incognito session. So as your deployment scales, right, you start with one device, and now you want to scale out to hundreds of devices or even thousands of devices, and also want to scale out to many geographic locations, you may want to be able to manage these devices. As I mentioned in the earlier scenario, you wouldn't want to have a situation where you're sending out a technician or an engineer to every remote site and have that technician fix the problems. But instead, you would probably want to remotely manage your devices. You want to remotely manage your policies and push the configurations through a remote management console. So Google offers a web-based remote management console to manage your ChromeOS endpoints. And it's called as the Chrome Device Management Console. And with the Chrome Device Management Console, you can do a ton of stuff, really. So you can monitor the health of the devices. As an IT administrator, you can push policies. You can detect connectivity status, which devices are online, which devices are offline. You can also get remote screen grabs. You can schedule automatic restarts and reboots. We'll go through a quick demo towards the end, where you can see some of this functionality in action. And similar options also exist with Android devices that need to be managed. And we work with a number of third-party partners like SOTI and MobileIron and AirWatch, who definitely provide similar offerings as well. And the most important thing and the advantage of the Chrome and the Android platform ecosystem is the robust app ecosystem that is out there. So you have a ton of applications out there. So first of all, you have access to over 1 million apps on Google Play. You've also got access to several Chrome content management apps. So you have apps like Scala, WonderSign, AppSpace, SkyKit. All of these are rich HTML5 content apps that can be deployed on a Chrome media player, on a Chrome box, and you can actually convert that into a digital sign. You can transform it into a digital sign. And today, I'm also really happy to announce the support for Android kiosk apps. So you can actually run Android kiosk apps on any one of our list of supported devices where Android apps are enabled today. We've got about 4 devices out there. In addition, these 2 devices out here are our hero devices for purpose-built, the Chromebox Mini and the Chromebase Mini. These two devices will also support Android kiosk apps. So with this, you can actually get a fully locked down, immersive experience. You can use the same Chrome device management console to push down Chrome apps, and you can also push down the Android apps from Play. So here is an example. We worked with a retailer, with a partner in Australia called CrowdDJ, and they have a very cool Android app that is available in Google Play. And this app actually allows customers to control the beat. They allow customers to select the tracks from Spotify, right, that they want their customers in gyms or in event venues or in restaurants to actually have access to. So we can actually now run this app. This is the Android app that is downloaded from Play, and it runs on this device, on the Chrome-based Mini, right? So they actually have this piloting in a bunch of centers in Australia. Similarly, education. One of the biggest use cases for kiosk apps is running assessments, testing applications in schools. And with this functionality, a lot of schools can actually deploy Android-based testing applications, which can then be locked down to the device to create a full immersive experience. So wanted to go through a quick demo of, maybe we can do a quick demo here, of turning off the device so that you can actually see how the app looks like. So we have two devices. Oh, it actually runs. Yep. So we have two devices. So in this one device, we're actually running the IMDb application. So the IMDb app has been downloaded from Google Play. It's installed on the device. So we use the Chrome device management console, push the app, and then once the app is pushed down, the app instantly runs on the device, right? It can be done remotely. And now you have this app acting as my video kiosk, right? So I can pretty much run any video. It's hopefully the network is good, but you get the idea. So it does run, right? Okay, I'm going to skip the ad. But this is a completely locked down, immersive experience, right? So it's locked down and it's running an Android app. The second example is we selected an app which is used by the Hyatt hotels. So it's a Hyatt Regency app. It's used in their rooms. It's an in-room controller app so that every guest who is in the hotel premises, they have this kind of a device that is sitting by their bedstand, and they can actually access assets and properties of the hotel. And this is, again, an Android app that is just downloaded and now running on this Chrome-based ChromeOS device. Right? So these are two good examples. And you can do the same thing with the Chromebox Mini. You can pretty much power this with any big display. It could be a display as this, right? A huge display. And you can then run Android apps as well, right? So that's our goal. Okay, and lastly, deployment is a huge consideration when you're selecting any of these different solutions, whether it's Chrome or Android. With Chrome, we have really made the deployment process to be fairly simple. So it's really as simple as getting a Chromebox, connecting it to a screen, whether it's an HDMI port or a display port, opening up the Chrome device management console on a laptop, configuring the policies, pushing it down, and then really you have a digital sign, right? So the app is immediately pushed down to the device, and then you have content that is changing, and it's reflecting based on who the audience is. In addition, today we're also announcing support for Chrome Kiosk APIs. So these APIs would really allow third-party partners to build custom solutions on top of the Chrome Management Console. So you can now access specific Chrome policies to control things like reboots or remote commands. So this is something that we also have available. And lastly, last but not the least, this is one of the most exciting features, actually. One of the most common feedback we get from our partners and our customers is that the process of signing up and purchasing a Chrome kiosk is very complicated today, right? You have to do a complex mechanism of domain registration, verification. You don't own the domain. You're not an IT administrator. You don't own the DNS records for the domain. So it's a very complicated process. So our goal is we want to make the process for anybody, whether it's a mom and pop shop, a flower shop owner, or it's a small team within a huge enterprise, to be able to very easily sign up for a Chrome kiosk, right? So they should be just provide 3 fields. They need to provide their name, their email address, and their phone number. So once they provide these 3 fields, they will automatically be able to, with a quick email verification and SMS verification, they will be able to instantly access a web-based console, and then they will have 2 trial licenses will be given to them so that they can manage devices, and they can then purchase more, right? So we'll do a demo of this as well. And Raj, do you want to help me with the demo? Demo.
Hey everybody, my name is Raj Duraismy. I'm a product manager. I'm a part of Chrome operating system team. So today, I'm just going to really quickly show our really simple web-based sign-up. So one of the common feedback that we always get is like, hey, I really want to try Chrome kiosks. I want to just like put a couple of digital signs in my retail store. But the thing is, like, it's like really complex. I have to pay a license fee. I'm not even sure like how to do this kind of stuff. So here, like what we are seeing here is a simple web-based sign-up form. Just go to this URL. Like we are going to open it up by end of this month. Just like enter a bunch of details like your name, your email address, your phone number, what's your business name, and what kind of domain that you want to secure. It's as simple as this. And you can go ahead and say like, yes, accept and create your account.
So here, for example, Raj entered it. I got an email address, right? I got an email from him, and that said, welcome to the Chrome kiosk trial, and I can sign up for it, right? I then go and follow the steps. I click accept, and at that point,
yep. So once you get the email, once you verify that like you own, you're the rightful owner for this particular account, you will also be asked to verify your phone number. It's like as a second factor authentication. And once you do that, you will immediately get access to our admin console. And we are very happy to announce that all online signups are going to get 2 free licenses for 30 days. So you will get access to our Google Admin Console. You can go to device management with the credentials with which like you signed up for. You will be able to enroll any Chrome devices. Let it be Chrome-based Mini, let it be Chromebox Mini, or like any other Chrome device. You can just like enroll your device to this particular account, and I'm just like going to show a quick demo of how the things work. So you go to like our device settings, and there is a setting called Kiosk settings. And there are like, as Vidya said, there are like multiple partners who have published Chrome applications and also Android applications that can run in kiosk mode. I'm going to select an app from one of our partners. They are called AppSpace. They do a lot of corporate communications related digital signs. So you can just like add their app. You can just save it again. And then you say like, okay, I want to auto launch this particular application. Just say like, yes, I want to enable health monitoring. I want to enable device log upload. Yes, I have notified my users. And that's all about it. Like in a matter of like less than 5 minutes, as you saw now, you will be able to like get your digital signs up and running in one of your retail stores or in one of your office spaces. And just briefly, it's not just configuring the app and pushing the app. There are a few things like, yes, you will be able to monitor whether your device is online. You will be able to remotely troubleshoot. You will be able to remotely reboot the machines. You will be able to push down the network configurations. You can say like, hey, I want my devices to connect to this network alone. And you can even like enforce policies like if someone is going to steal the device, let's say it's getting this, you're like showing the device outside your store, you can say like nobody will be able to use it. Like you can do like a bunch of good stuff with our Chrome device management. And of course, like whatever I highlighted today is like only a minimal set of policies. We have like so many levers here with which like you will be able to control your deployment very easily.
Thank you.